I can feel it.
See?
Yeah.
We back. We've been on a little hiatus. Stuff been crazy. But we back.
Back, son.
Back.
Back, son.
Back. Oh, shit. I hit the wrong button. Hold on. We back.
Been going for a week now. It's time for the jump off.
Yes, sir. Back. All right.
So, welcome to Try It Hip Hop Podcast. This is episode 111. Right?
111.
This is your boy Kurt Dog, and this is
Howie.
And we're gonna bring it to y'all again. We appreciate y'all sticking around because we didn't get to do an episode last week, but we got a double amount of stuff to talk about.
We got a lot of shit to talk about today.
We got a lot to talk about. We got to talk about the Kobe Memorial. We got to talk about Eminem, Lord Jamar. We got to talk about a little bit of everything, man. Some people we lost, a whole bunch of stuff, man. So get ready. And you know, as usual, like, share, subscribe.
Yep.
Like, share, subscribe.
Yep. One more time.
Share, subscribe.
And subscribe.
Brothers and sisters.
Yo, you see him what he was talking about? I know this was probably about a couple of weeks ago, but he was talking about the whole Kobe Bryant situation, about the whole the helicopter, and I really listened to him like this nigga really says shit 3 times.
Did
he? You know, you cannot do this with a helicopter.
Right.
I mean, I'm just paraphrasing what he said. I don't know. He's like, you cannot do this with a helicopter. You cannot do this with a helicopter. And so
you gotta say it 3 times just to make sure he get the point.
Just to get it. I was like, man, like he really do say this shit.
Yeah, man. So we got a lot to talk about. You know, we're gonna get started in just a second. You know, we got some birthdays to shout out. We got some people who passed on that I want to go through. So, you know, shout out to Facebook. Shout out to Instagram. Shout out to the Gram. Shout out to YouTube. So we're going to do it big. How was your week, man?
Oh, it was pretty good, man. Just trying to navigate through this thing called life. Oh, real quick, by the way, just to say that we are now back on Wednesdays. So when you think of hump day and you want to get your hump on, think about us. All right? Wait a minute, that sounded kind of weird.
Think of trash.
You think of trash. But yeah, man, just trying to get through, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of going through some changes, metamorphoses, and things like that. Man. So, but how was your week, man?
Yeah, it was good, man. You know, I can't complain. You know, just another week of work, just doing the same thing and trying to deal with these customers who, you know, work your nerves and stuff like that, man.
Got to throw one of these.
Pow! Pow! Man, I wish I did that last one. Throw somebody through a window and shit. Man, listen. But yeah, I had a good week, man. So, you know, I'm anxious because I've been, you know, I'm glad we finally getting back to doing an episode. You know, we missed y'all. You know, sure y'all missed us. So we appreciate y'all coming back. So yeah, let's get into it a little bit, man. I want to give some condolences and rest in peace to a few people that we lost. So I did not know this, but back on January 15th, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson lost his father, pro wrestler Rocky Johnson, on July 15th. I did not know that because we would have talked about that on the last episode. But he was a pretty big wrestler, pretty popular, and had a pretty, you know, good following. He wrestled back in the 70s and 80s, and I think he might have been doing a little something in the 60s too. Mm-hmm. But either way, he was, you know, he kind of paved the way for The Rock, you know what I mean? So, you know, rest in peace to him. We lost a rapper named Fifth Ward Weeby. He was from New Orleans, and he was considered the originator of bounce music in New Orleans. And so he passed away on January 9th. Did not know that. A lot of people knew him, like Lil Wayne, you know, all of them from New Orleans. We also we lost a gentleman named Joseph Shabalala. He was from a group called Ladysmith Black Mambazo. They were an African singing group, and he was the founder of it. They were one of those groups where, after a while they kind of added members and other members went away, stuff like that.
Kind of like Temptation.
Yeah.
They kept on switching out. My man David Ruffin.
Right.
David Ruffin get good and like, yeah, we gotta leave. And then David Ruffin come back,
right.
and then they switch him out.
So but he was the originator of the group, and I think it was a lot of family, because I noticed a lot of the members had the same last name as him, and so over the years they've added more people, but they were basically I think like a 5-person group, at least 5 or more, and so they were pretty well known. I knew about their name, but I didn't really know their music. But him as the originator, he passed away on February 11th. Let's see. We also, on February 16th, we lost a young lady named Nikita Pearl Waligwa. She was the little girl who starred in the movie Queen of Katwe. And it was a very popular movie. Lupita Nyong'o played her mother. And it was based on a girl in real life who was a very popular chess player in Africa. And she was like dominating, the whole genre of chess. And so the movie was about her. They called her the Queen of Katwe. So she passed away. The little girl that played her passed away, is what I mean. She was only 15, so she was just barely in high school. So that was like, and she had like a brain tumor. She had gotten diagnosed with it. I think she had beat it for a while, and then it came back. So, our condolences to her. Let's see. We also lost on February 19th, rapper Pop Smoke. So our condolences go out to his family. He was starting to, just starting to get in the game and make his rounds. And, I didn't really know his music like that, but I had heard of his name. So, rest in peace to him. We also lost B. Smith. She was a model turned TV host turned restaurant entrepreneur. She was in her 70s, but she had been well known, as a model and a TV show host. I don't think she had her own show, but she would be on other shows, like, a lot of random stuff. So she just passed away. We also lost Janet Dubois on February 17th. I did a thing on Instagram about her, so y'all probably saw that. Let's see. I think that might be it for the
Katherine Johnson. I don't mean to cut you off.
But my apologies. Katherine Johnson.
She was the lady that helped us.
She was
get to the moon,
right?
Or so we, so we say. But she was the mathematician.
Yeah.
This is the real lady who was in Hidden Figures. Yeah. Who Taraji P. Henson played.
Taraji P. Henson,
yeah,
I'm sure did.
And really good movie. You should go see it if you haven't.
Yeah,
but yeah, and let's clap it up for her because she lives 101 years old. That's awesome. Longevity.
Yeah, man,
you know
we
what I'm
need
saying?
more of that, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe I forgot her because I just did a Lost in Thought segment on her. So that got uploaded yesterday, so please go check that out.
Yeah.
It's on our YouTube channel, and I got kind of long-winded there, so it's a little long, but I wanted to really go in depth about her and her family, her history. So rest in peace to all those that we lost. Our condolences go out to all the families and the people that they affected. So let's see. We got some birthdays real quick I want to go through.
Oh, we give them, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, you want to give them my bad. Yeah, let's give them a moment of silence. Sorry about that, y'all. Let's do that. All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate that, man. And I didn't mean to rush. I guess I'm getting ahead of myself because we got so much stuff to talk about.
Yeah, my fault.
So I'm like, nah, you good? Because I don't like to go without doing that. Paying respect. I want the younger generation to understand that you got to pay your proper respects to those who came before you, because they opening doors that you didn't know about. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, so as far as birthdays. Back on February 15th, we had two. We had Birdman and Megan Thee Stallion.
All right. Clap it
up. On February 16th, we got three. We got the OG Ice-T. Yes, sir. We got my man Conway the Machine. Yes, sir. The veteran, Lupe Fiasco.
Okay.
Yes, sir. On the 18th, we got two. We got my man, the OG Dr. Dre.
All right, yeah.
Yes, sir. And my man, Joel Santana.
Yep.
Happy birthday to both of y'all. On the 19th, we got three. We got my man Prince Marky D, the veteran from the Fat Boys.
All right.
We got my man Immortal Technique.
Yo.
Yes, sir. We got also the OG Lord Finesse.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Lord Finesse, boy, that dude, he was one of my favorites growing up.
Yes, sir.
Man.
Yes, sir.
Talking about digging in the crates. On the 20th, we had my man Daddy-O from Sexy Sonic.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Some people don't like the way Sally will.
Yes, sir. And one more shout out to my girl. She ain't a rapper, but she one of my favorites. And also my second wife, Niecy Nash. Her birthday is on the 23rd. Yes, sir. So, that's all our birthdays for the day, man. But we got some music too, man. That's a classic right there.
We about to get it in, son. Look, it's the end of Black History Month.
Right.
We about to crack it. Exactly. We about to do our thing, son. Exactly. About to get crazy. You know what I mean?
Shout out again to Facebook, shout out to YouTube, and shout out to Instagram. We appreciate y'all checking us out. We see y'all right now. And don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. All right. So as far as new music, my man K Slay is back at it again.
All right.
He just dropped a song called Back to Bars.
Okay.
Part 2.
Okay.
He did a Back to Bars a few years ago. So he did Back to Bars Part 2. This one had a few people on it. I think it was Styles P.
Okay.
And a few others I can't remember, but it was dope. I heard it on YouTube. So go check that out. My man, Royce the 5'9" finally blessed us with the Allegory. Man, listen, the album is fire, man. Y'all need to go check that out. Yes, sir. He, as you know, he got the song with Benny the Butcher. He got the song with Conway.
Machine, West Side Gun.
West Side Gun. Yeah, West Side Gun. Yeah.
Machine Gun Kelly, they can't.
Right. Nah, son. But the album is fire. It's solid. Everybody's been talking about it. So y'all need to go check that out, man. It's one of my favorite albums of the year so far. Also, he has an interlude on there where Eminem is talking, and Eminem talks for a couple of minutes, man. He goes in pretty deep, man. He don't rap or anything. He's just kind of talking, and he talks about a lot of stuff, man. He talks about hip hop and his growing up and how hip hop is the whole house of hip hop thing, and how a lot of white kids, came up idolizing these black dudes, and vice versa. You know, there's black dudes who idolize some white kids and stuff. But you know, he really a lot of people are getting a better understanding of him as a person after he did this. And speaking of him, we got to talk about his interview on Crook's Corner, because a lot of y'all might have heard about that. But he sat down with my man Crooked Eye, and he dropped some jewels on us on there too. So, what you think about that?
Man, one thing I have to say, man, shout out to Eminem first.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not like one of them stands or nothing. But one thing I love about the interview, man, he never fails to do this. I love the fact that he is a adamant fan of hip hop. He's really an adamant and a studier. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like I'm like, he's talking about stuff and like I'm geeking out about like, yeah, man.
When he was talking about Tretch. He was spitting Tretch's bars like he just had him. I mean, you could just tell he didn't have to practice this. You can tell he just literally loves people like Tretch, and he was just like, you remember that song Tretch did where he said and he was just spitting bars, and it was like you can just tell it's sincere. It's not just I practiced this in the car on the way here and I have to remember these lyrics. He just loves the art. You know what I mean?
I like the fact that he shouted out Lakim Shabazz.
Yeah.
I like the fact, that conscious stuff.
Yeah,
man. You know what I'm saying?
Because he was saying he had a Lakim Shabazz shirt. I'm like, where the hell you even find that? Help me.
Help me. But yeah, man, I mean, that's the thing. I like that, man. Even years back when Proof died, when I was picked up, and this is when I took a break from hip hop for a while for religious reasons. But I picked up a Source magazine, and I was just reading where he was rapping, and he was the only white boy rapping and whatnot. Mm. And Proof, he had a rhyme that ended in O. And there was another rhyme, but Proof, I think they either wrote the same rhyme or didn't know it, or the rhyme they wrote, was like it, but it ended in O. And that's how they became friends off of that. That's man.
What's up, man.
I mean,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so it's like, man, it's just cool to really see him enjoying the crowd. Yeah. There was some negatives about the interview too. I mean, do you have anything that you want to say about it?
I mean, I like just the fact, like you said, that he's just a student of the culture, and you could tell he loves the art form of hip hop, and I like how he talked about being a stan of people like Redman. You know what I mean? Because he basically saying it's okay that you're, sometimes you can be a stan too, you know what I mean? You ain't gotta just look down on anybody, you a stan. He like, I'm a stan too. I'm a stan of LL Cool J and Redman and people like that, and because that's who he looks up to. Mm-hmm. So sometimes everybody got somebody that they look up to. So I thought that was dope that he said that.
I think that's cool too, especially as big as Eminem is, like, he's like, yo, man, Redman, that dude. You know what I'm saying? Man. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool to me, because, like, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing that can't really be harped enough. Yeah. I also like the fact that, like, on the interview, he was just talking about, like, the different rappers, even the newer rappers, the newer styles that kind of inspired him, like seeing the new kids. Yeah. It's good to really see that. And the thing of it is, I'm not saying that you don't see that from the older audiences or older artists. Excuse me. I'm not saying that you don't see that, but it's good to see that he's doing that. You know what I'm saying? As far as this one's pretty good. Yeah. That one's dope. You know what I'm saying? So I really like, and I like the fact that he's trying to give people a chance. Yeah. And I also like the fact that, like you said, like on Saturday, man. Yeah. I listen to everything. He just sit down. He's sitting on YouTube and just soak in everything. Yeah. So Eminem, you listen to us on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Look, we shouting you out. If you don't, we gonna start some beef, man. Cause we need that traction, nigga. You know what I mean? We need the traction. You know what I mean?
But Eminem is that dude, man. So what were your negative takeaways from the...
Well, I'm going to say this real quick, too, before we get into that. One thing I really liked about him, like what I was saying, like he would listen to everything. That's one thing I think he picked up from Tupac because, you know, there was an interview with Tupac saying, like, you know, or it was either an interview where somebody would talked about Tupac listening, because he was like a hip hop head too. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was, you know, he had his own style. I mean, he had his, I wouldn't say necessarily own style. He kind of did somebody else's style in his own way, if that makes sense. Yeah. And, but the thing of it is, like, he would tell his camp, like, yeah, man, you need to listen to everybody. Yeah. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Both. I mean, it's crazy, man. Like, Pac and Big, you know, Big had his beef with the Wu-Tang a little bit. You know, they both love them niggas. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, it was, you know what I'm saying? Like, Pac was like that dude, like, yeah, I listen to everybody, so I could kind of like, I could put in my own interpretation, my words. What they doing. And I think that's really healthy. I appreciate Eminem for doing that because of, you know what I'm saying, like that kind of gives the competition. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not that I think anybody can really out-rap Eminem right now. But I just, you know, I mean, as far as like the lyrics and stuff going, but I do like, and when I mean anybody, I mean like these new cats. I ain't talking about, but anyway, sorry, I don't mean, but yeah, I just like the fact that like he's pushing that competition. I respect that.
Yeah, definitely. You got to, man. He's very supportive of the young artists. I love how he talked about Young M.A. and how he
that was awesome.
Got into listening to her. So that was dope, man. So
it was awesome that, you know, rest in peace, Juice WRLD. I mean, I didn't get the chance to really listen to a lot of his music. I did listen to the Godzilla thing. But yeah, I think it was pretty good overall interview. There was some negatives. I didn't like the producer question. Okay. I think some of his biggest hits are him producing stuff for himself. Yeah. But as far as everybody else, I can't really say, like, he's not a Dre, obviously. Right. As we listen to right now. But yeah, I mean, I didn't like that question. Like, oh, he needed in that conversation too. Like, nah. I'm not saying he shouldn't produce. Right. I'm just saying, like, he's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think just because I mean, who else? Because in the interview, he ain't really naming no one else he produced. Right. You know what I'm saying? I didn't catch that. I mean, I may not.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
Yeah. I mean, but you know, I mean, I'm sure he got some tracks under his belt, but like you said, he does a lot of his own stuff, which, you know, I'm proud of him for doing that, because you do want to learn stuff like that. I always wanted to learn how to produce, but I don't know if I would put him out there in that conversation just yet. Nah. So, you know, but it is what it is. What else was you taking away from it? I will say this. I did and I didn't like the way he handled the Lord Jamar situation. Yeah. He did address it, and, you know, he didn't. I like the fact that he said, man, that fucking Lord Jamar, nah, 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 nah. He didn't do like that. Right. But he kind of like, hey. He addressed the subject.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, this one particular person said, and I did like the answer he gave, like, yeah, I am a guest. Because this is a black art form.
Yeah, and he said, I never said I'm the king of hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, and, you know, going back to, you know, let's go ahead and go into Lord Jamar just a little bit, and we'll get back to that. But do you feel that he proclaimed victory over that argument? Yeah. Do you feel that he got victory over that argument?
I mean, not so much. I mean, because, I mean, I don't know. I don't think anybody was really contesting the whole guessing hip hop as much as they were contesting Lord Jamar just being a dick about it and just being disrespectful about Eminem. Because it's basically like, if you hear somebody, let's say if I hear an album from somebody who I know is a top tier lyricist like a Nas or Rakim, I might say, oh, well, you know, that wasn't one of my favorites. You know, I wasn't feeling it as much as some of his other work. But then you got people like, you know, Lord Jamar, who are basically kind of coming out with a fuck Eminem. You know, it's almost like not just I don't agree with certain things. It's just kind of a, you know, he come out swinging, and it's just like you don't have to approach it like that. You know what I mean? I think that's why he gets so much flack about it. So, yeah, I mean, you might be right. Yeah, he's a guest in hip hop. It is what it is. But I never really looked at it that way myself because, you know, I don't think that, I don't know, to me that's like white people are guests in basketball, you know what I mean? Just because we, you know what I mean, we dominate now that, well, no, that's not a good example because they created basketball.
Yeah,
we just took that shit over.
Yeah, we did.
We took it over.
Basketball, football, anything when a nigga run and jump, we took that shit.
Right, but they don't look at us and say you're a guest in the house of basketball. You know what I mean? I don't think it's a need for that shit. I get it.
Yeah, I got what you're saying.
I do want us to know that we created some shit. I do want us to uplift ourselves because of that, because we did create the whole culture of hip hop, you know, and it's not just the rapping, it's the DJing, it's the dancing. I mean, you know what I mean? It's the graffiti art, it's all of that.
Not to cut you off, but I mean, this is something, and I meant to post this up when we were talking about the, you know, when they had the anniversary of hip hop. What was it about? 40? What was it? 40?
The
45th?
40. It was
or 44th.
40 or 45th, one of them.
Okay.
Yeah,
but anyway, like, you know what I'm saying? You take music and make music with music.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, think about that for a second. How phenomenal that is. I'm going to take existing music to mix with music to make music.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about that for a second. How crazy that is.
That's very intricate right there. You know what I mean? So, you know, you have to really think about that. But, you know, I mean, it is what it is. I don't consider it a major victory for Lord Jamar, though. I have to admit, because you know, your point was kind of on the weak side. You know, it was more so I didn't like the fact that you were just kind of swinging a hammer at somebody for no reason. You know what I mean? It's like you ain't got to be disrespectful, just like the whole Joe Budden thing. If you don't like certain albums that Eminem do, just say I didn't really care for that one.
Well, I think Joe kind of handled it kind of different, and I think there are certain things that Joe, especially working with that group, that he's in the know with. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really say what Joe is saying is something that, you know, it's like, you know, nah, fuck Joe. I can't really say that because I ain't there when they're signing the deal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, you know, I ain't there when they're, you know, going over contract and how the group's getting paid and, you know what I'm saying? I understand that. And I understand too, like, from his aspect, you know, not to, you know, make this a whole thing about Joe, but I can kind of understand, like, hey, I'm part of the group, you know, I'm part of the member that makes this work.
Right.
Not that he was the strongest, but I mean, he was the one making it work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel that my value should be this, and I can understand that. I really can understand that from, you know, his perspective. So I can't really say that he's, you know, lashing out him just because. I think he's got a little bit of reason. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree. I agree.
But going back to Jamar, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a victory. I would say it like this. If it is a victory, I will say this is probably one of the victories that, you know, that he got over on Eminem without rapping.
Right.
And now if he takes that, you know what I'm saying? If he takes that and apply that, like, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes Eminem's interviews could be, like, he don't do a lot of interviews. Right. And sometimes you can see why, especially the Sway one. Right. It's very, very evident why he don't do a lot because it's kind of choppy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? I think he could probably, if I was Jamar, I'd take the victory and I mean, and then think about it too. I could give Jamar is whatever M said, especially that last rhyme he said talking about if you was in the house, you'd be cleaning the floors and stuff like. Jamar didn't even hit no bars like, yeah, I wouldn't mind be cleaning because I ain't fucking nasty. Fucking filthy ass, but I mean he just went ham on it because you know what I'm saying, like he went. I wouldn't think to say that, you know, because that would have been like to me that'd been insulting to me, like dang, I'm cleaning, but like yeah, well at least I'm cleaning, keeping it maintained.
But yeah, man, it was a good interview he did with Crook's Corner, man, and I was happy that he, you know, did tackle that subject of being a guest in the House of Hip Hop.
Yeah,
I think that's just one of those things that it's all up to your individual interpretation. So I will leave it at that for my opinion. I don't think that every single rapper is gonna agree and say, yeah, he's a guest in the House of Hip Hop. Because that's just up to an individual interpretation, you know what I mean? So I do agree that, you know, we created the culture, but, you know, we didn't create it only for
us.
You know what I mean? So
there's Hispanic folks that's been in it a lot, like since the inception.
Yeah, most
Whip and Whip should have been the first like first Hispanic MC, but Whip and Whip. I mean not Whip and Whip, excuse me. But Ruby D claimed that first, you know. So
yeah, and I mean most of the early b-boys were Hispanic.
Yeah,
I mean the dancers and the graffiti artists, most of them was Hispanic. You know what I mean? But you know, it is what it is. So, but yes, and let's keep on with the Eminem subject. But did you have something else?
Yeah, I was gonna say this too. I forgot what he said. What his favorite song on the album. Of his, you know, his new, you know, the new album and whatnot. But I definitely dig the Darkness song, and I like I do feel that Eminem's being pushed about the whole gun control thing. Because to me, I don't really hear him saying anything, you know, prior, other than you know maybe that freestyle with, you know, Trump and all that stuff.
Right.
But I mean, I'm talking about like back in like the early 2000s. I mean, and then too, you could probably chalk that up to him being young.
Yeah.
But, you know, but I did appreciate the conversation. I did appreciate him like saying, like, I mean, basically the point of the song was like, how you gonna combat people that go up here the first time and start just laying mugs out. But yeah, I definitely think like the Darkness is like one of my favorite songs on there, and like I said here on the show before, like I think it definitely picks up where like Stan left off, and as far as like storytelling and stuff, and there's a lot of, and then also if you're listening to it, there's a lot of double play, you know, like I'm gonna rip the show, so I'm thinking like, you know, one of it is like you're thinking he's rapping, but he's actually like,
because he's like rapping from the perspective of the gun almost. And so I love that about the song, man. It's creative, you know what I mean? That's one of those like what did Nas do?
Rewind. Yeah.
One of them creative songs, you know what I mean? So I love that, man. You can tell he's a student of the culture. So my favorite song on there is the Ya Ya, where he sampled the Busta Rhymes, because I like those. My favorites is always those Get Busy songs where you just hear that beat and you're like, oh, I'm about to go in on this joint. You know what I mean? I love that. So that's my favorite. And then he got my man Black Thought on there. So listen. But anyway, keeping with Eminem, I've got a couple things I want to talk about with him. So his song Rap God just recently hit 1 billion views. How many artists can name that? How many artists can say that? I mean, 1 billion, you know what I mean? 1 billion.
That's what a B, nigga.
A B.
A B.
You know what I mean? So I want to give him a big shout out for that, man. Because, I mean, anybody who pretty much tries to diss Eminem, you can just say that. He hit 1 billion views. What have you done? I mean, you know what I mean? And that's not saying that makes him the best MC out there. But,
obviously.
You know what I mean? It definitely shows that his relevancy and his legacy is long term. You know what I mean? He's not just a fly by night where you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I forgot all about that guy. What's he doing nowadays? You know what I mean? He once said, I'm a rap till I'm fossil fuel. And I love that about him, man. He don't care how old he is. He's still gonna do it just for the love of it. Also, another thing is he just got the new Godzilla challenge, and a lot of y'all might have seen that. So basically, he, there's a video of him rapping his verse from Godzilla, and he's just did it going in, did it. So he trying to see if other people can spit that verse just like him, because when you get to them rapid fire verses, there ain't too many people who can do that. You know what I mean? And so I'm interested. There's been a couple of people who've been putting some verses out, and they sound good, man. So I got to give him some props. But yeah, so that was dope for him to do that Godzilla challenge.